Now, Italy's Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani has stated, that the partnership with China is more important than a deal like the Belt and Road Initiative. The announcement comes as a blow to China as it attempts to reignite its economy post-COVID. The Italian Foreign Minister's statement comes after a visit to Beijing earlier this week. China's Belt and Road Initiative, often referred to as the New Silk Road by President Xi Jinping, and was launched as an ambitious program in 2013. It consists of massive investments in infrastructure, projects like ports, railways and airports. The initiative is aimed at improving trade ties between Asia, Africa and Europe. However, critics view this as a means to increase Beijing's influence. In 2019, Italy became the first major Western nation and the only nation from the G7 club of industrialized countries to join China's Belt and Road Initiative. According to the Foreign Minister of Italy, the deal with China has failed to meet Italian expectations. The country has repeatedly hinted that it would withdraw from the deal. The deal is due to be renewed automatically in March 2024 unless Italy withdraws. And it does not seem that Rome is likely to renew the deal. Earlier in July, Italy's defense minister had also criticized the failure of the initiative to deliver results. He said, and I quote here, "The choice to join the Silk Road was an improvised and wicked act," he said. He further added that we exported a load of oranges from China. They tripled exports to Italy in 3 years. Meanwhile, China seems to be, saying otherwise on the whole matter.
The cooperation between China and Italy under the Belt and Road Initiative has yielded fruitful results. In the past 5 years, the trade volume between the two countries has increased from $50 billion to nearly $80 billion, with Italy's exports to China increasing by about 30%. Relying on the platforms such as the China International Import Expo in Shanghai and the China International Consumer Products Expo in Hainan, all kinds of Italian quality products have entered tens of thousands of Chinese households.
The possible termination of the old Silk Road deal will be a diplomatic disaster for China, which expects to mark the achievements of the Belt and Road Initiative at an international forum in Beijing in October. China has now stated that 90 countries have confirmed attendance for this conference. And well, for more on this, we're now being joined by Giles Gibson from Rome for the very latest on this. And Giles, if I can come to you, Italy, obviously, as we said, the only G7 nation to be part of the Belt and Road Initiative, is likely to come off this deal. What are the key areas that have, been the reason for Rome deciding to quit the BRI?
Well, we heard some of the reasons why Italy could pull out of its agreement with China in terms of the BRI from Antonio Tajani, the foreign minister, as he gave Parliament an update about his recent trip just a few days ago to have talks with Chinese officials in Beijing. He said that the BRI had been, quote, unsatisfactory when it came to exports from Italy to China and also inward investment into Italy. He also said that strategic partnership with China would be preferable instead of single bilateral deals. We've also been hearing from the Chinese Commerce Ministry over the course of the last few hours in the wake of that trip from the Italian Foreign Minister, saying that China is willing to work with Italy to deepen mutually beneficial cooperation and explore opportunities for potential trade and investment. So what appears to be happening here is actually something that I spoke to a China-EU analyst about last week. He was telling me that his expectation is that Italy and China will try to sort of manage the public relations, the image of Italy pulling out of the BRI agreement. They'll try to come to some sort of fresh agreement or some sort of announcement that allows China to save face, because of course Italy being inside the BRI is very important for China symbolically in terms of Italy being the only G7 nation to be part of the BRI. So at least one analyst who I've spoken to here in Rome has said that their expectation is that the two sides will try to sort of organise a managed withdrawal. And actually I've just lost you in my ear, so I'm going to have to hand it back to you after that.